Today, I'm going to teach you how to reverse a linked list. This is problem number 206 on LeetCode, and it's a fairly popular question for technical interviews. So let's get started by first reading the problem. Reverse a singly linked list. Example, given an input with a linked list of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, return a linked list as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now that we know what we want to do, let's take a deeper look at how we're going to do that. So this is what we're given in the problem. We're given a reference to the head of the linked list that we want to reverse. Now, my first intuition is we need to move head down the list, and as we're doing so, we need to point head.next to the previous node. However, there's a problem. Let's go back. If we first reassign head to the next node, we're unable to move this pointer to point to the previous because we've lost reference to the old head here. Alternatively, if we first reassign the next pointer to the previous node, how do we get head here? Because we no longer have a reference to this node. So those are the two issues that we need to tackle. And in order to do so, we need to instantiate two pointer variables. And those variables are going to be previous and next. Previous, we can instantiate to equal to none. And we can say next is equal to head. All right, so this is where the while loop begins with our iterative approach. We can say next is equal to head.next. And now we can reassign head.next to be equal to previous. And now we can say previous is equal to head, and head is equal to next. And now we're in the same state that we started in. So we just keep iterating. Next pointer is equal to the one after head, or head.next. Head.next is equal to previous. Previous is equal to head, and head is equal to next pointer. And we just keep doing this until we get to the end. Next pointer is equal to head.next. Head.next is equal to previous. Previous is equal to head. Head is equal to next. Next. Head.next. Previous equals head, and head equals next. Now we're at the end, and this is where we want to be kind of careful and try to think about what's our stopping condition? When do we stop this algorithm? So let's do one more iteration. Next pointer is equal to head.next. So now this is equal to none. Head.next is equal to previous. Previous is equal to head, and head is equal to next pointer, which is none. So the questions we need to answer: when do we stop? That's number one. And number two, what do we return? All right, so I think it's pretty obvious here. We stop when head is equal to null. And we return previous pointer. All right, let's take a look at the code. So we need a reference to the previous node, which we can say starts off as none. We need a reference to the next node, which starts off as head. We need a while loop for iteration, and let's begin. So next node is going to be equal to head.next, because we want that reference to the node after head in order to move the head node. Excuse me. Head.next is going to be equal to previous node. Previous node is going to be equal to head, and finally head is equal to next node. It's kind of like a full circle ending. You start with next node, head.next, head.next, previous node, head, head, next node. And when do we stop this iteration? We stop when head is none. So we keep going while head is not none. And what do we return? We return previous node. Let's check it out. Hey, it works. All right, so the runtime and space complexity. So in terms of runtime, it's going to be O of n, because we iterate through the linked list exactly one time in order to perform the reversal. And in terms of space, it's going to be O of 1 space, because we just need the 3 pointers, or the 2 pointers, previous node and next node. We don't allocate any additional space, whether or not the size of the input linked list grows or shrinks. It's always just going to be previous node and next node. All right, so that's the algorithm. I know there's a lot of different ways to do it. That's just how I do it. If you have any questions, leave a comment below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Yeah, let me know if you like this video by liking and subscribing. I'll be sure to do more. See you in the next one.